What's good, guys? This is day 4 of learning Roblox Studio. Um, in the last one, I learned about um, I learned about I learned about scoping. No, I learned about parameters and if statements, and yeah, in this video, I'm gonna try at least getting to operators and finishing that, and yeah. But this episode's pretty late. It's pretty dark outside. And it's like 11 p.m. But I really wanted to get one done today. So yeah, so that's why I might be a little bit more quiet than usual. But yeah, so let's start.
Welcome back to my Roblox beginner scripting tutorial series. My name is Braldev, and in this episode we'll be discussing about scoping. Now, this is once again another important concept we need to know about, and before I'm able to explain it to you, what we're going to do is first go inside of one of our scripts that we've already created in past episodes. Instead of creating a new script, we're actually just going to go back to our if statements scripts that we created in the last episode.
I'm gonna make a new script. It's usually better that way. Why is my thing red? I'm not sure why there's like a red border on here, but like a fly or something. Fly. Okay. See. I'm not really sure why there's this red border, but it's okay. Let's close this. That's it. Last script.
Episode, so I'm just going to double click on this, and what we're going to do is actually delete everything we've had so far with the script. So I'm just going to select everything and then hit backspace to delete everything. And for this episode, we're going to be talking about scoping. Now, in order for me to explain what scoping is and why it's useful, we're first going to write a variable that is set equal to something within the game. So what we're going to do is say local, let's just say my amazing base plate, just like this. We're going to set this equal to the base plate that's located within the game. So we're going to say game.workspace.baseplate, just like this. And now we have a variable that's attached to the game's base plate. Now, we were also able to write functions as well. So if we were to drop 2 lines down here and write a function, we would say local function, and then we could just say, I don't know, my great function, open and close parentheses, select the right side, and then hit enter, just like this. This is how we created a function, and this is how we created a variable. Now, why am I having you write all these things? Well, the purpose of this episode is to help you understand this keyword right here, local, and what the significance of this keyword entails. Now, for me to be able to explain to you the importance of scoping, let me try and picture a scenario for you. So I want you to imagine that when we're working with our scripts, we have all of these different variables that we want to work with. So if I were to create a new variable down here by saying local, my big number is equal to, let's say, 500,000 or something. I think this is, no, that's 5 million. Okay, 500,000. This is 500,000. So if we were to have this variable, like, multiple times, like this variable, if we were to just copy it and then go down here and paste it, and we just keep on doing that, and then change these variables to be like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have all these different variables that we just created, and now we have access to these variables all throughout the entire script. What if I told you that this actually isn't a very optimized strategy to make variables, especially when you don't need to use these variables throughout the entire script? The reason that this is important is because if this script is allowing us to have access to these variables throughout the entire script, then that leads to unoptimization for like Roblox's backend when it's trying to make a game run very well, but also for security reasons as well. If you don't need to access a variable throughout the entire script, but instead need to access variables in specific parts of the script. So an example I can give is inside of a function. So I'm going to delete these variables that we just created here, and what I'm going to do is create a new variable inside of our function.
Okay, let me make a function. So local. Also, I got rid of the AI assistant, I think, hopefully. But yeah, so local my function. Wait, local function my function. Add that, and then we're gonna add what else? We gotta go here. We gotta add. We didn't add anything there.
So within this function, I'm going to say local true statement equals true, just like this. So we have a local variable called true statement, and we set that to true, which is a Boolean data type.
Local true state.
So when we drop a line down here and then make a print statement by saying true statement, just like this, then obviously if we go into the game and hit play, then what we should see in the output is, oh, well, sorry, my bad. We were supposed to call migrate function first, so I'm just going to do that very quickly. Go into the game and hit play. Then what we should see in the output is indeed true because we created a true statement variable that was set equal to true, and we printed that. Now, here's the catch here. So if I hit stop and we go inside of our if statement script, and I moved this print statement outside of here, so if I were to take this print statement, hit Control X to copy it to clipboard, and if I were to drop 2 lines down here and then paste it, then as you can see, Roblox is throwing an error here. So this says unknown global true statement. Because when we're working with scoping, we have to worry about local variables, and we also have to worry about global variables. Global variables are basically what allows us to access variables either within the entirety of a script or a variable that can be accessed outside of the script in other scripts. So that's the importance of understanding how scoping works, because we created this local variable called true statement inside of this function. So this variable can only be accessed within this function and can't be accessed outside of this function. If we try to access true statement outside of the function, then it's just going to say that Roblox doesn't know any variable called true statement because it's only within the scope of this function. Now, if I were to take this true statement declaration, so if I were to hit Control X and then move it up here, hit Control V, then it's going to say down here that there's no longer an error because we know that true statement is now declared up here. That's not pertained to any specific code block within our script. So that's the importance of understanding scoping, and I highly recommend for the most part when you're writing your variables that you should have this local keyword. So I wouldn't really find any reason for you to make global variables. Like basically a global variable is if you took off the local modifier like this, and it would just say true statement is equal to true. I would highly discourage not creating variables just like this because when you use local variables, it only is tied to specific bits of the code that you need to access this variable in. And I'm also pretty sure if you try to create a global variable inside of a function, it just doesn't work, especially if it has a local modifier like this. So if I were to say my new variable equal to 10, then it's not going to work because it says that only a local variable can be created inside of a function. So that's my recommendation to you. So now what we're going to do is add more logic to our function inside of here. So to further
function as well, because it says local as well, so why can't you not make like a global function and then put that global like variable
add on to what I'm going to show you for scoping, what I'm going to do is create another variable here by saying local result is equal to, let's say a nil value. Now, I didn't introduce to you what nil is. It's basically a nothing value. So it's actually a data type that represents a value that doesn't exist. So this is something very quickly I want you to keep in mind here, is that this result...
Okay. Let's write some notes, man.
variable is a value that literally is nothing. So that's how we indicate a nothing value data type. So now what I'm going to do is drop 2 lines and write an if statement by saying if result is equal to nil, which obviously nil is equal to nil, nothing is equal to nothing, then what we're going to do is create another variable. So we're going to say local result1 equals true, or something as random as this. So result1 is equal to true. We're going to then print out the result1 just like this.
So if result is equal to nil, then result1 equals true, and then it would print the result1. So okay, so this, I'm just using this well. Okay, let's start. Okay, so local result equals to no. So I'm just gonna put this outside here. Actually, I could do Control C, right? Oh, I think it's Control X. I think. Control Y. Control Y. Control X. Here. Control E, and then local function my function equals no. Local result equals no. Local, we're making a variable called result, and then equals double equal, and after that we're doing if result is equal to no, then result's true. Result, okay. If result is equal to nil, then local result 1 equals to true. Print result 1. Print result. Oh no, without the quotations. Result 1. Equals to nil, then result equals true. Print result 1.
And then what we're going to do is, if this is not nil, which obviously it is nil, but let's imagine it's not nil, so we're going to align our else keyword to be like this, and then we're going to say local result 2, so we're creating another variable, we're going to set this equal to false, and then we're going to print result 2. So here's what's important here that I want you to get at. When we traverse through this function, so result is going to be equal to nil. So we're first checking if result is equal to nothing, then we're going to go down here and then create a new variable called result1 that can only be accessed within this block, this if statement block. And if then we're going to go down here and then create a new variable called result1 that can only be accessed within this block, this if statement block. And if result is not equal to nil, then it's going to go down here and create a second result variable that can only be accessed within this scope. So if I were to try and print out, let's say down here, print result1, then it's going to say that unknown global result 1, because once again, scoping is what's important here to understand. It can only be accessed where it was created, which is this code block inside of the if statement. And result 2 can only be accessed within this code block of where it was created. And so when you're working with scoping, this is something that's really...
Okay, but if we make it up there, then it could be used throughout the whole script then, pretty much. I think I get it, yeah. Basically trying to explain like where like local could be used and like that the function of it, and like he kind of said like local makes it so it's easier to like it's better for optimization, so it makes your game run smoother, I guess.
Really important to understand, and I hope that this has made sense to you and at least gave you a good understanding of how this all worked. One last simple example I can give here is if I were to, let's say, create a new variable, like let's say local my second variable equals, let's say the string is going to be, I don't know, string, like something as random as this. If I were to make a print statement before we created the variable, so if I were to say print, let's say my second variable just like this, then it's not going to work because we need to be able to access this second variable after it's been created, because we're trying to access a variable that hasn't even been created yet, which is why, again, scoping is what's important here to understand. And I think these are all of the examples I can give you when it comes to understanding scoping, and I hope you're able to take away the idea and concept and also importance of scoping. So with that being said, that's going to be it for this episode. For today's learning objective, what I want you to do is try and practice and familiarize yourself with the concept of scoping by creating variables, moving references around, and also just trying to, let's say, make more if statement branches inside of here where you create even more variables and you try to access them in different parts of the script. I think it's definitely good practice to do that. So once you're done with that, then go down to the comment section, share your code that you're comfortable sharing to other people, and that is basically going to be it for this episode. I will see you in the next one.
So I just want to see what my brain is not braining, but I probably understand what was said there. My brain is starting to not keep up. Basically, scoping is the area where the code belongs, yeah. Thanks. Is there a difference between scoping? The deportation center at Rec Room with 6+ years of skills getting board wiped. Local queue equals true. Oh my god, what the? True server script. Oh, okay, that's what pops up. For those who still doesn't understand, local keeps without local, that's supposed to be part of the same script you already. Meaning without local, the script. But for those who still don't understand, local keeps things organized. Without local, everything that's supposed to be outside of local would be part of the same script you are writing. Meaning without local, the script you are writing will be. I don't know what that just said. I'm not gonna lie, this one is the most tricky one by far. You make it so much easier to understand. Thank you. I wanna see, is there any code? Okay, I did a cool thing. Local migrate function, local student, of course. Bro, it's like a basic script pretty much. Something cannot be accessed where it wasn't created. Yeah. It's like GC, right? If you tell. Okay. So, okay, so what is the point of this though? Okay, let's get rid of that and then let's make a new script. So let's make a function, local function, local function, test. Test function. Now I have to make some variable. So wait, could I use like parameters with the variables technically? Like, okay, local, okay, let's do n1, n2, let's have that. If local, anyway, what if I do if local? Okay, so what I was pretty much saying was, if I could pretty much like add these parameters into the like into the if statements and stuff, like see if that would work. So I wanna I wanna use like scoping. So I wanna make like variables inside. So local function, test function, n1, n2. So those are my parameters right there. And then okay, let's do local, and I wanna try using a return as well. I wanna see if that would work. Local result equals n1 n2. Okay. So now I wanna use if statement. So if I don't know if I have to. Yeah, I think I have to use indent as well. If local, no, if bro, I keep putting local on everything now. If result, okay, local. Would this make like a new variable or would this also if local? Okay. If local result equals no. Local result equals to 50, then that wouldn't work because like the result would have to be up there. So like look, if I put the result up here, like okay, local results. No, okay, that would work, but like oh yeah, I'm confused. Wait, could I ask the assistant? Let's see. Bro, it's too late for this, bro. So like pretty much up. So okay, so I wanted to write that, but technically scoping wise that wouldn't work unless okay. I think unless like let me look at my if statements thing. But didn't even explain anything, man. Guys, look, you kinda. Okay, so if part dot brick color equals brick color dot new, then print this part. Okay, so I made a script out here. I technically didn't really use functions, so yes, unless if I go to functions, let's go to my function script. See what I do for that. Did I make like any local function? I would make like the thing variable out there, but I never really like made it with inside, man. Alright, so local function test function n1 n2 local result equals 2. Okay. I want to print. Okay, let's write print. Let's print the results. Print the results. Result. Okay. If so now I can't really make it a variable because that wouldn't really work. So I would have to write if n1 plus n2 equals 50, then like that's the only way I could pretty much write it. I think I'm not really sure if I could write it in function, but if okay, or what if I just make like new like variables each time. So if local result to this like so unoptimal, I think, but like this would probably be like bad for optimization technically, but like I kind of want to like experiment, you know. So if local result 2 equals n1 plus n2, would this work? Then let's see. Yeah, that wouldn't work. Syntax error. That's just the script, bro. I guess start over again. So local, let's make function again. Local function my Okay, let's just make the same thing, test function. Then after that we write this, and then inside we do if. Alright, then we make one variable up here. So local map equals yeah, wait, I think we could use parameters. Wait, what did we do up here again? We did local result equals nil. If result equals nil, then if result. Yeah, we did it without, like, we didn't really have to put this, right? Or is it wrong? Like, that technically works, even though it's like if results equals no, then there's an error right here, so I don't know if that will work. The scoping thing is hard, I can't even lie. So local function, test function, n1, local math equals I don't understand what to do. Local math, local function to, bro, I need to do it without parameters. Like, I'm not that skilled right now to do it with parameters. So local math equals local math true, or local math equals 50 plus 50. Okay, let's just do this. Plus 50. So if math equals, oh, this actually, okay, yeah, that would work. If math equals to 100, then local math 2 equals true, and then we print this, print local math 2. I have no clue if this would work though. else print else. Okay, then we gotta go new line. Oh, we got tab like this. Okay, else print. I think, do I have to, yeah, I think I have to tab it like that. I'm not sure if I have to tab like that in the function, but I'll still do it like that. So that's what he said. Local function, test function, local math equals 50 plus 50. If math equals 100, then if math equals 100, then local math equals true. No, like true. Else print else local, okay, else local math 3 equals true equals false. Print, do this, look, print math 3. It's pretty much the same thing we did, but just with this. But I kind of want to add an else if statement. Good. Else if, oh, okay, wrong. I spelled that wrong. Else if math else if, why is this not work? Okay. Local function, if math equals 100, then local math 2 equals true, print math 2. Else if Also, if math equals nil, then okay, technically I have to, I'm comparing, so else if math equals nil, then print I look, you don't understand how this would work, but so okay, so it should print bro, I'm really like, I really want to use parameters, but okay, local. What did I do? Okay, 2. So I'm not even sure if this would work. This looks like it will work though, but if I write this, okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, so I want to hit like all the criteria. So if math equals 100, then so first one we'll do 50 and 50. Second one we'll do okay, I think we could just write nil and nil. I have no clue if that will work, but like I hope that will work. Do I have to put in a bracket, or like do I have to put in the comma thing? Okay, so wait, okay, let me move this one down so I don't get confused. Else local math equals false. So then let's do something else. So let's do 25 and 5. Okay, let's test this out. Let's see. Yeah, this is wrong. I don't know. It's script. Let's see. Did mine work? What? Why am I in the third person? Yo, what? Nothing really printed for mine, but I did call the test function. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that will work. Like, I understand how it works, but I don't know, like, my script's pretty bad, bro. Wait, let's do it without the parameters. So let's bring it back to this, and let's do, this was if 50 plus 50 plus. Saying this, bro. Local function, my function equals to nil. Oh yeah, his is nil. Like he didn't put 2 things. Okay, local results no. Okay, then yeah. Okay, so yeah. Let's see if my script will work then. So yeah, now it does pretty much work for some reason, but like when I do that, okay, so let's go back to this and yes, N1, N2. This is probably like the longest I've ever done, like one thing, but yeah. So N2. So okay. N1 plus N2. So we still have that then. Let's see. So wait, if I just do 0 and 0 then isn't that not technically no? Bro, I just like, man, I'm like, my brain is about to explode, bro. I don't like understand what I'm doing wrong. So two trues, okay, two trues did pop up. So okay, so this one, if N1, okay, first one did pop up true, and that one popped up true. Then the second one doesn't work. So else if math equals no, so did I not change this into 0 0? I thought I changed to 0 0. 0 and 0. So let's see. Okay, two falses, so yeah. $39, okay. So what is this? Two falses equal. How are both of these nil, bro? Oh no, okay, wait. But wait. Oh, okay. This one is working, but the no one isn't working, wait. So if I just write no, like this. Would that work? Oh, I wasn't saved, bro. So if I write no like this, would that work? Will I get some response? True. Man, what am I doing, bro? Oh man. Oh, bro. No, if this doesn't work, like this time, I'm just gonna put it back to 0 0 and just call it quits on this one and go to the next video. Yeah, nothing worked, bro. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, really. I don't understand, like, how do I get the nil, bro? How could I get nil for this? Or if I write false, bro, false is technically no, isn't it? Because nothing, false is no. False, okay. Sorry, false. Bro, oh man. Okay, let's just go. I guess I give up, bro. It kind of worked. It didn't really work on the note, but that I don't really know how to do. So yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry, 12:08. Anyways, I know I said I was gonna do 2, but I'm gonna kind of call it quits today. I know this was a little shorter episode, and I didn't really do much. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. What's good, guys? It's currently like 2:20 right now, and I just finished editing this video, and yeah, I just want to say, like, this video is pretty short and everything, but I think I figured out like the problem with the script. Like, I didn't really research this, but maybe I think if I didn't write anything for like the script, I don't have a script up right now, but like for the nil, if I didn't write, like, if I left it blank, the parameter, right, the argument, then it would have like printed the else if one. But anyways, yeah, so that's all I want to say, and yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.